Hello again. We are now in chapter 3, lesson 1. As you could see, we're now going to be talking about solving equations. It has been important to set in motion good arithmetic skill so that you don't make mistakes with the arithmetic as you go through the algebra. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing are very important operations, and we want to make sure that we don't make mistakes carelessly. Here's an example already worked out. To solve any equation, all you need are 3 steps. Keep the variable, the unknown, on the left. Do opposite operations. Check the answer. Here's an example. The opposite of subtracting 3 is to add 3. And you can see I get 8. The opposite of multiplying is divide. And you get 4. Check it. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 equals 5. Check. Now let's try it here. We see one opposite. We can see that the opposite of subtracting is to add. And it just takes one step. And you have 11. Check it. 11 minus 8 is definitely 3. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. And don't forget the rule of signs. A negative divided by a positive stays negative. 16 divided by 4 is 4. This is going to go very fast because it's based on arithmetic, and if you know your arithmetic, it's going to be a breeze. The opposite of dividing is to multiply, and to multiply, I get k, negative 2 times positive 8, negative 16. Well, we go into decimals. The opposite of adding is to subtract. Subtract 2.5. Now, here's the part you have to be extra careful. These are 2 negatives. You owe me money twice. It's not going to go to a positive. It's going to stay like a big negative. And that's because you're adding and subtracting and not multiplying. So this would be a negative 9.8. You borrowed $7.30 one day, and then you borrowed another $2.50 the next day. You owe me $9.80. Now this one is not that complicated. Look for the letter. There it is. You're dividing. So the opposite would be to multiply and multiply. Those 6's drop out. 6 over 10, but we know that that can reduce down by 2's. 2 times 5, and I get 3/5. It's okay if you want to leave your answers as a decimal. If you were to divide 3 by 5, you get 0.6. So the choice is going to be yours. Moving over here, now we see several things in motion. Now we have fractions. The opposite of adding is to subtract. Now this is the part I have to show you that works every time. We know it's going to be P equals, but remember in arithmetic there's a quick shortcut that we could use to subtract. This is the question you have here. The criss and the cross. 8 times 9 is 72, minus 10 times 3 is 30, over 10 times 8 is 80. Once again, we move to the left. That's where I got 72. Minus, we move to the right. That's 30. We move straight across. That's 80. And all we have to do now is subtract the top. And you're going to get 42 over 80. And you can reduce it down by 2. 2 times 21. 2 times 40. And you can see you get P equals 21 over 40. I cannot stress to you the importance of good arithmetic skill. Yes, you're going to use a calculator for many of these things. Yes, I know. But the TSI does not allow for the calculator to be used on all problems, just most of the problems. I don't want you getting stuck on one that you know the answer, how to find it, and then not knowing how to do fractions is what's going to cause you to get it wrong. Let's talk about language. Tony has $6 more than Joe. So already I say Tony is Joe plus $6. That's what it says. If both men have a total of 42, Tony plus Joe is 42. How much does each one have? Well, I already have Tony here, and I want to take this and replace Tony to get just one variable. And I'm going to get Joe plus 6 over here, and then plus Joe again equals 42. Now I want to call this J for Joe, plus 6 plus J for Joe again equals 42. You can simplify this by combining the J's and get 2J plus 6 equal 42. Let me finish it over here. 2J plus 6 equal 42. Take away 6, take away 6. You get 2J equals 36. And then divide by 2, and you get Joe has 18. And so Tony is going to have 6 more. Tony is going to have 18 plus 6. That's 24. So we see Joe at 18, Tony at 24. It's all about language. Here's another example. It says, Sam earns $10.50 an hour. How many hours does he have to work to earn this much? Remember the XY tables we had in a previous lesson. We know it's $10.50 an hour times H for some number of hours equals to 367.50. To make a long story short, we now divide both sides by that. And once you divide, it's going to be 367.5 divided by 10.5, and I get 35. That means that Sam has to work 35 hours to make $367.50. Last example. It's all about the language. Twice a number, 2n, increased by, add, 15, is the same as, equals, the number n, I don't know what it is, decrease means to take away, 6. Once again, twice a number, increased by 15 is the same as, equals, the number decreased by 6. All I have to do now is follow through with the basic steps. Take away n, take away n. You get negative 6 over here, n plus 15 over there. Take away 15, take away 15. And you get n equals negative 21. Two negatives are being added, not multiplied. That's why the answer is still negative. So in this particular lesson, 3.1, we're talking about solving equations. 3 steps. Keep the letter or variable on the left, opposite operations, check your answer. You have to make sure that your arithmetic skill is great. You don't want to make a mistake with the decimals or fractions and get a problem wrong.